Hi, everybody. Welcome to the IC Topic Chat. For today, it is February 27th, 2025, and we're doing the subcontractor fair. Everybody has 2 minutes to talk, and I get to kick it off. The whole idea here, if you're watching this from YouTube or if you just joined us in the live video, is to listen to each other, get to know what one another is about, what they're interested in. You'll find some people who are looking for subcontractors to support them, and there are some people who are looking to be subcontracted, and then there are some who are looking for both. In our business model, we do have 3 subcontractors. I'm not actually looking for any subcontractors right now, but because I put this thing together, I always start it off. And so I'm going to get my timer going, and I'm going to start talking here. Let's see how this goes. So, hi, everybody. Matt Feldmann. Timer's on the clock. I got 1 minute and 56 seconds to go. You can see me, the timer, I think, on one of my sites here, ticking down. So I started Gossen Consulting back in 2002 with my partner. I'd actually been involved with consulting since 1998, but I actually started doing program evaluation in 2002. See, I'm already nervous with this countdown. It's crazy. I started the side hustle in 2007 and Gossen Consulting full-time in 2011. Here's our values. We hold these dear. I'm particularly fond of clarity because we believe in great reporting that people want to use in social justice because we believe people really do need our help, even if it's an unpopular idea these days. Here's our team. We currently have 15 staff, 3 subcontractors. That adds up to about 13 FTE. You can see here, Shannon is our subcontractor for STEM Camp, our program. We currently manage 70 projects, but as of like 15 minutes ago, it was 69. So I just got a new update. We work with military-connected communities as some of our projects, particularly with the Department of Defense education activity, and DoD STEM funds our STEM Camp program. Lots to do with STEM evaluation, including STEM, NOICE, Advance, well, hopefully Advanced. We'll see where that one goes. IUSE and Granted. We'll see where all these continue to go. Educator shortage is a major piece of what we do. We started the survey back in 2015 with the regional offices of education. It's currently funded by ISB, the Illinois State Board of Education, and that's a across the state survey. My partner manages the team that focuses on community and school-based mental health work with funding from SAMHSA and the U.S. Department of Education through our partners, West 40. And it looks like my time's up. And the last thing I want to share is our slide, which looks like it just went away. Oh, see, I'm doing a terrible job today, guys. Isn't that terrible? I'm going to share screen too. So if you would like to connect with us, use that QR code. I'm usually better. I did better last year. All right, so you can see that we give a little bit of forgiveness to people who go a little bit long. Try and pay attention to my timer. All right, so in the chat, I suspect that maybe, and we just put Lilly Sussman up next, and I see Lily's there. So let me stop share, and we'll hand it over to you, Lilly. You can start to share, and when you're ready, give me a thumbs up, and I'll start the timer.
Everyone see my screen okay?
Go ahead.
Awesome. Does everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much, Matt, for doing this again. It's really fun to hear everyone's little pitches. So I am Lilly Sussman. I am located in Missoula, Montana, and my business is LAS Visions. We work with mission-driven organizations, and we help them with evaluation, strategic planning, and sort of that skill set in a variety of different ways. And I'm interested in subcontracting, and then I'm also looking for kind of a really specific thing for this opportunity locally, and I have that you can see on the bottom. So it's a specific grants that are related to education. So if anyone has experience in those, please send me a message. But in terms of what I'm looking for, so my background is in public health. I've worked at a county health department. My degree is from Hopkins, from the Department of Population, Family, and Reproductive Health. And when I was there, I did a lot of work in behavioral health and food systems, and I've continued to do that work since. I worked at a health department, and then I worked at a child welfare organization doing statewide learning and evaluation. So that was part of what I did. And then right now, a lot of the work that I'm doing is, I think it's always been connected to social justice. I was a special education teacher in Chicago for a few years before going into my public health degree, and that really informed a lot of how I think about this work and why I care about evaluation. Ultimately, I saw a lot of programs that weren't operating at their best, and I was really motivated to understand the systems and to try to improve them. So I'm most excited about really like creative human-centered approaches. I really love facilitation and use a lot of different modalities for that. So my time is up and I appreciate it. My contact information is here, and I'll drop this in the chat as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Lily. Looks like Noah's up next. Tell me when you're ready.
Can you see my desktop?
I can.
Great.
Go right ahead.
Okay, I'm ready. Hi all, my name is Noah Goodman. I'm a researcher at EDC's Center for Children and Technology, and at my own firm, Ed Investigations. Ed Investigations partners with folks to help them develop, improve, and evaluate educational media, apps, programs, and curricula to help youth and families have successful learning experiences and grow in community. I've been working in education for the past 20 years and as a researcher and evaluator for the past 13. At Ed Investigations, we conduct design-based research and development projects, ensuring that data is collected early and often to help partners make data-informed design decisions. We conduct usability testing, run mixed methods outcomes evaluations, and help partners through strategic planning and internal capacity building. Some previous and current clients: I have a long body of work through the Library of Congress's Teaching Primary Sources Consortium, the group of organizations that interface between the library's collections and learning environments. I do a lot of work with public media organizations and just finished a contract with Maryland Public Television to help improve educational materials for the new PBS Kids show, Carl the Collector, which was exciting. I'm currently doing an evaluation for the New York Academy of Sciences and of their Scientist in Residence program. I have a range of expertise, including informal STEM learning, joint media engagement, social studies and history education, educative curriculum, game-based learning, argumentation, evidence-based reasoning, and critical media literacy. As a subcontractor, I can help your projects on big and small tasks throughout the cycle of an evaluation. I can develop and implement research plans, run focus groups, conduct interviews, develop and administer surveys, manage projects, budgets, data storing, cleaning, analyses, write reports, copy edit, review editor, and you name it. Thank you for your time. I hope we have an opportunity to work together, and shout out to my wife and kids for the pictures.
Great pictures. Really great. Actually, no, I loved them.
Thank you.
So I didn't know I was off mic. My mic was on. I was laughing at you. Alexis, you're up next. And by the way, if anybody wants to share materials, you don't email me. You know what? We're going to give you access to that folder. I think you might already have access. You can add those in there. We'll organize them. So I'll work on that somewhere along here. But just know that you can add your materials to that subcontractor fair. So if you want to share that presentation, somebody already reached out to me and says, I can't make it today. Can I just share my presentation? And we'll do that if anybody wants to look through anybody's presentations. All right, so we're up to Alexis. Are you ready, Alexis?
Yes, I'm ready. All right. Hi, everyone. It's nice to meet you all. I'm Alexis Grant. I'm based out of Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a full-time evaluator with WestEd, but I recently started my own consulting company just about last year. I'm just sharing my webpage here. All the information you need is here. So I saw kind of a gap with a lot of the organizations that I've been working with in my 9-to-5 job, and seeing that a lot of smaller nonprofits don't necessarily have the capacity or the resources to do something like a large-scale evaluation with larger companies like WestEd. And so my consulting company is purely focused on building capacity for staff that are working within these smaller nonprofit organizations most of the time. And so I offer customized workshops around data use, logic modeling, creating an evaluation plan, And then I also will meet with individual leaders or data staff at organizations to take it a little step further in coaching and offering really tailored consulting on developing and executing their evaluation plans. So I'm really passionate about kind of building the capacity and the skill set of folks who are already really familiar with the work, and even those that are embedded in the programming. And so I'm eager to partner with anyone who works with smaller organizations that maybe don't have the budget or the capacity for a larger firm, as well as those that just are interested in investing in internal capacity building of their own staff. So I'll drop my website in the chat as well as my email address, and we can connect from there.
Thanks for that, boy. I was doing things on the side. You beat me to the punch. Thanks for being so timely. All right, who do we have up next? Let's see. Looks like it's Catherine.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here, for being present to the extent life allows. I'm Catherine Brown. I am an independent consultant. I've been in business for the past 3 years. So 2 things. One, I am looking, sort of scanning generally, not looking actively, but looking for folks to hire as subcontractors. I hire subcontractors when I'm looking to build a team for a specific client need. For me, often that looks like folks who have both evaluation expertise and language expertise, especially Spanish and French would be appreciated where I am. And folks who have experience working with Tableau and specifically building websites using Tableau. I use Tableau, but I have less of the website experience. So if you have those skills, come find me. Let me know. I would love to connect and just help build the bench to serve clients in our geographic area. That would be so great. And then also, point 2, I am looking to subcontract. I have my bread and butter work, but I love working with other evaluators in a subcontracted capacity, and I have 3 years of experience doing that as well. What's on the screen are some of the things about me that might or might not be valuable to you. On the list, one thing I did want to highlight is I'm an anthropologist by training. So if there's a chunk of qualitative or mixed methods work that you would like me to take on, I'm happy to do that. I also have worked with the federal government, cleared up to TSSCI, happy to work with defense work. I've also worked with the Government Accountability Office and worked as an internal evaluator at a philanthropic organization doing work statewide here in Nebraska. So maybe I bring perspectives that are helpful. There's also, please, free facilitation. If you have a one-off facilitation need, I'm looking to build my portfolio, let me know. I'd love to help. That's it. Thank you.
Perfect. Great timing. Jacques, are you ready to go?
Ready to roll.
All right. Feel free to, let's see, share your screen. Are you going to share your screen if you need to? Okay, there you go. Awesome.
All right. So, hey, everyone. My name is Jacques P. Lesure. I'm originally born and raised in the Atlanta area, educated on the West Coast and the Midwest, but living in the Northeast as a visiting assistant professor of education at Brown. I'm a culturally responsive evaluator. I've had various types of training and evaluation, but my experience that was most significant is my JEDI experience with AEA. For 2 years, I was trained in culturally responsive and equitable evaluation, and I had the pleasure of being placed at the National Science Foundation, where I facilitated evaluative activities with HBCU Up, which is under the Directorate for STEM Education. Yes. And I have subject matter expertise in race, urban education, political economy, masculinities, and evaluation theory. One of the courses I currently teach is race and democracy in urban education, so you can imagine how that's going right now. And another course that I teach is one that I designed on community-driven evaluation education. And in this course, students are collaborating alongside me with nonprofits on applied projects. So currently this semester, we're developing a theory of change for a career readiness program, designing qualitative methods and a sort of program of design and analysis for a youth social emotional learning initiative. And we're creating a monitoring plan for a refugee tutoring initiative. So definitely have experience in navigating complex partnerships and applying culturally responsive evaluation. This is just a quick summary of my skills as I understand them. Evaluation planning and design, really a huge interest of mine. Stakeholder engagement, qualitative data collection analysis, and capacity building in education. If you would like to connect, I'm going to stare at you for 10 seconds and smile, and you can scan my code or add me or anything else you need to do. Thank you all.
Thanks, Jacques. I'm getting ready to hit enter on where you guys can all share your material. I just set it up so that anyone with the link can edit stuff. So don't delete anybody's stuff. Don't do, everybody be on your best behavior. But just a second, as soon as our next presenter starts, I'm going to hit enter on this because I'm multitasking. But anyway, it looks like Amy's up next. Is that right? Yeah. Tell me when you're ready, Amy.
I don't know if she's here.
Oh, Amy's not here.
Give her a second, but I don't think she's here.
This is why it's always good to be ready, guys. So Drew, are you about ready? We have Drew. We may be done early today. Holly, are you ready to go? Oh, Drew's here. I see Drew popping up there. Sorry, Drew. Just he's the first one who's this is the first time this has happened where somebody isn't available, and so we quick go to the next person. So if your name's up there, just be prepared to go next. So that's why we list the next three. So Holly, be ready to go next. Anyway, Drew, are you ready?
Yeah. Can you see my screen? Okay.
Maybe. Yep. Looks like
Awesome.
we can.
Okay. So I just want to my name is Drew Gossen. I'm located in Mobile, Alabama. And I'm just going to share a little about my background. My professional background actually started as a K-12 teacher. So I was a K-12 science teacher for 11 years, did science and mathematics during that time. And now I've spent 8 years in higher education, primarily in STEM education and teacher education. And as part of that, obviously, I've done a lot of extracurriculars, camps, clubs, and things like that have been a big part of my teaching and professional background. From a research and evaluation standpoint, these are just some of the projects that I have worked on in a research or evaluative role. So a lot of work in things like K-12 education and teacher education, but also a lot of like STEM and higher education since I've in the last 8 years been through that process. And so working with things like the STEM grants, I use NOICE, things like that. Throughout that process. So some skills that I've got just because I have that background in educational research, done a lot of both quantitative and qualitative, along with mixed methods, putting those different types of tools together has been really a big part of what I've done over the course of my time. The main thing I would say, obviously, I've got a lot of those pieces that I think would be valuable for any project. But I think where I see myself adding value is those experiences I have in STEM and science education. Just because I've had a lot of those actual in the field experiences, I've been able to, in my evaluative role, kind of take the seat of those people in those experiences and be able to help them walk through what do they really need and what can I help them get to at the end of the evaluation.
Thanks, Drew. And sounds like we have a lot in common with our STEMs and our IUSs and our NOICEs.
Yeah.
Holly, are you ready to go?
Yep, ready to go. And I don't have any special PowerPoint or anything, so I'm just going to refer people to my website, and I'm just going to talk for the 2 minutes.
Go right ahead.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt and everyone, for hosting this year after year. I always intend on being a part of it, and then I never make the opportunity or make it a priority. And I really tried to do it this time. So I started out as an internal evaluator back in 1998, and since then worked in as an internal evaluator for education programs and for children's mental health programs. And then I started my own business in 2008 And since then, I've been also working with educational programs, mostly around building program evaluation capacity for either educational programs or just nonprofits in general. That's the biggest bucket that I work with. The second bucket that I work with is just if a program, or organization has an educational program grant, I am the external evaluator for that. I also work with a lot of other subcontractors, especially around community health. So doing a lot of qualitative research around public health benefits, recovery, treatment, etc. Right now I'm looking for subcontracting opportunities, but I'm also looking to, build my network for doing contracting with other people, because the contractors that I work with, subcontractors that I work with, all of them seem to be taking full-time jobs, and so then they're not quite as available as they should be. Other than that, I think I can give up the last 4 seconds of my time. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Holly. I appreciate that. Quick point out, Kelly put this in the chat, that if you've had an NSF Advance, you should reach out to her. She has some understanding for what's going on with the NSF Advance work. So let's see. Lauren, are you up? You ready?
I am.
Okay. She's been on reality TV, so this is nothing for her. So.
Thanks, Matt. I'm going pretty low tech today. I just have my contact information up here. But hi, I'm Lauren McClain. I am the co-owner, CEO, and principal evaluator of Grantably. Dr. Angelica Golbus is my business partner in that. So Angelica and I met way back when in graduate school. So we both have PhDs in sociology, and we're college professors. And so I was a professor for 14 years before I left to run our business full time. I have worked at a HBCU. I have worked at a 4-year regional serving institution, and Angelica works at a community and technical college. So we have a lot of really great experience in different college environments. And, I think our experience as faculty, former faculty, is really a strength that we bring to evaluation. We do a lot of work in education and workforce development. So a lot of NSF STEMs, ATEs. We have a client that's a private foundation that's doing a grow your own program. A few state educational departments and things like that. So a lot in the education and workforce development space. We both are family sociologists, though, and we haven't really done evaluation in the family area of, family and children and that kind of thing, but we certainly would be open to that. We are growing very fast. So we are going to be probably looking for subcontractors pretty soon, not maybe today, but probably in the next few months. So I'm definitely writing down names of people who are interested. And we also, if that wasn't enough, are about to launch our second business called Coachably, where we're going to help academics who want to transition into consulting. And right now we're starting out with just some free materials about consulting. So for those of you who are new, coachably.com will be live soon. So check that out. But reach out for any of the above opportunities. Thanks.
Thanks. All right, let's see. There's a lot of stuff in the chat. I lost who's next. Let's see here. Oh, it looks like it's Lisa.
Yes, and I'm here, and I'm hopefully sharing my screen.
You sure are.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's pretty low tech, but hi, I'm Lisa Groshong. I'm located in Columbia, Missouri, and everything's dinging at me at once. So I'm a researcher, teacher, writer. My PhD is in natural resources, so I come at this from kind of an odd position of being a social scientist, but within the natural resources. I studied parks and climate change. So as somebody else said, you can imagine how that went over. So before I started doing research, I spent a lot of years as a writer, English teacher. I worked for magazines and corporate publications, newspapers, and stuff like that. I like to bake crazy looking Christmas cookies as well. My teaching and writing experience really helped me learn how to do mentoring, training, and then communication, working across teams to share insights. I'm also doing independent evaluation right now for a $10 million grant, a USDA NIFA grant through the University of Missouri. It's looking at cover crop development. Luckily, our funding is still stable at the moment. And I'm also working with a small agency based in DC. It's called Social Lens Research, and we do a lot of different work, mostly focused on diverse audiences. So again, that's a little iffy right now. I'm mostly consider myself a qualitative person. I do love surveys, but I'm coordinating some projects, just looking at a variety of different audiences. We do a lot of very niche audience kind of stuff. And then also just in my free time, I have the cutest dogs in the world. I do a lot of work with the Central Missouri Return Peace Corps volunteer group. We just did a visioning and evaluation process, political stuff, and I just launched a creative reuse nonprofit in Columbia, Missouri that's getting off the ground. So that's been super fun as well. So please reach out if you need somebody, and yeah, have a great day.
Thanks, Lisa. We're located right next to St. Louis in Illinois, so we're not too far away from you. We drive right by Columbia every time I go visit my daughter at the University of Kansas.
Awesome. Stop by sometime.
I will, but I won't tell my daughter because for some reason the people from Kansas and people from Mizzou, they all have some sort of rivalry. I'm not sure I understand it.
Yeah,
Julie, you're up next. Sorry. And when you said your grant is continuing on, I loved William Pate's reaction. He was cheering for you. So just thought, I don't know if you saw that. It was pretty funny. All right. Julie, go right ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to jump in with my screen. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. I'm Julie Lorah. My company is Solarium Consulting. We're based in Greenville, South Carolina for now. Hopefully, probably Cincinnati in the next couple months, actually. Before I started my company, I worked for about a decade as a professor in education at Indiana University and then Clemson. So I do all things quantitative methods. So I have my tagline equity-based quantitative methods. So end-to-end, anywhere from design to analysis, interpretation results, visualization, statistical software, all that stuff. I am interested to subcontract in sort of any of these type of spaces related to statistics. You can contact me by email or LinkedIn, and I've got some fun stuff. I'm starting like a weekly office hours for people with like stats questions or just want to like talk, have nerdy discussions about stats, or just, come join me. So message me for that. And I also run a monthly book club on the topic of statistics and social justice, which has been super fun. We just finished data feminism, and I would love to have you join. So message me if you're interested. And thank you so much.
I was paying attention. Boy, you went right through it. Thanks a lot, Julie. I think we got Sarah up next. Go ahead whenever you're ready, Sarah.
All right. Give me 1 second here. Can you see my screen? What do you see?
We sure can. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks. All right. So hi, everybody. Sarah Bryer, and glad to be here. I am in DC, and I work with organizations to increase their capacity for growth and learning. Specific to our gathering today, I conduct mixed method qualitative evaluations with an emphasis on qualitative, with some survey development and analysis. My work to date is focused primarily on nonprofit and social justice groups, but has also included for-profit and quasi-governmental organizations. And my approach is informed by my training and experiences in anthropology and public policy. I come to the work from the program side as a former nonprofit ED of 15 years. And as such, I understand the pressures that EDs face, and I'm interested in joint sense-making, action planning, and other vehicles that help busy leaders meaningfully integrate evaluation findings. I have substantive expertise in youth and adult criminal legal systems, where I worked for 30 years. And I bring a commitment to racial equity. In 2019, I was chosen to be a National Racial Healing Fellow by the W.K. Kellogg Foundation. And this is me giving a speech at the Kellogg Gathering. It's relevant for me to mention the other two legs of my consulting stool. One is that I work with organizations to manage internal conflict. So in addition to direct mediation, I provide trainings in conflict navigation and give groups tools to help them invite disagreement and alternative views into their decision-making process. The second is that I help organizations create structures that allow everyone to thrive, such as collaborative decision-making protocols, shared leadership processes, and running meetings that staff don't hate. I'm a practice facilitator, a trainer, and an emerging coach. The important thing here is that I love to laugh. This is me at my former nonprofit giving a speech in a fundraiser. I would love to work with you, to subcontract or partner with you. Thanks.
I'd love to learn more about meetings that staff don't hate. Love that. Thanks for that. Kayla, are you ready?
Yes. Let me see if I can share. Okay. Can you all see my screen?
Not yet. I still see you.
Hurry up. Okay, there we go. Okay. Hi, I am
Kayla,
I'm
real
Kayla.
quick, before you keep going, I still just see you. I don't see your screen.
Oh, you don't see it? Oh no.
No, sorry.
I don't know how to fix that. Oh, okay. Let me maybe it's
I know. This is the Zoom fun. Oh, yeah, wait, it's working. Tell me, start
Okay.
whenever you're ready.
All right, so I am Kayla Charleston. I am with the Inquiry Institute based in Atlanta, Georgia. My email is kayla@inqinstitute.com, and my website is below. It's still in maintenance mode, but it will be available soon. And then below that, you will see my QR code so for my LinkedIn. So a little bit about me. Uh-oh, did my screen go away? Oh no.
You're still there.
Oh, okay,
You're
okay.
good.
A little bit about me. Oh no, I'm sorry. I lost my screen.
We can hear
Let's
you.
see.
Keep going.
We can see it, we can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Okay. Good.
A little bit about me. I've always been curious, even as a kid, I've always been curious, ask questions, had my face buried in a book trying to figure out how the world worked. So that led me to a degree in English. I have a bachelor's degree in English, which allowed me to read, write, and learn about the world through storytelling. And then I went to grad school and got a PhD in sociology, where I learned that research is just another way to tell stories. So I love to integrate those three things, research, storytelling, and asking questions. I have training in top facilitation and strategic planning methods, as well as SAS, statistical programming analysis. And then my experience, I have worked in the past 5 years as in the public health space, doing epidemiological consultations and prevention of harmful behaviors with the Army's prevention workforce. So preventing harmful behaviors like suicide, sexual assault, child abuse, and things like that. My competencies, again, I'm strong in writing, report writing, academic writing, as well as creative writing. I have worked as a professor and teaching at the university level for a number of years. So I'm strong at that. And then as well as the data collection and analysis components that we're probably all good at. My interests are systems thinking. I love systems thinking. I feel like it's another way to tell stories about systems, intersectionality, because I believe our identities impact how we experience the world, strategic planning, and then also I'm really interested in asking great questions, which is where the name of my business comes from. And then finally, I'm hoping to build experience as a subcontractor before transitioning to full-time independent consulting. So,
Right.
yes.
Thanks, Kayla. I appreciate that. We don't hear people talk about SAS often enough. I just don't hear about it anymore.
Yeah,
Scott,
I feel like I should have learned
SAS, there you
ARB.
go. Go ahead, Scott, whenever you're ready. Oh, wait, let's stop sharing Kayla real quick and we'll let Scott jump in. There you go.
All right, pulling up my slides now. All right, I am ready. So hi, everyone. I am Scot Seitz. I am with Lumen Guidance and Consultation. We are in Atlanta, Georgia, like Kayla, who just presented, and some others on the call. Lumen is a two-person operation. It is myself and my practice partner, Katie Hale. Our professional backgrounds are very similar. We are both community psychologists by training, as well as licensed clinical psychologists. and we're both former teachers at the K through 12 and college level. And that background really informs our content area focus. We work with a lot of community-based organizations, as well as projects with a focus on mental health and behavioral health and youth and education programs as well. In terms of our services, a lot of our work revolves around program evaluation. Katie and I both enjoy qualitative and quantitative data collection and analysis. We also provide program development and implementation services, in addition to grant writing, IRB applications, and reporting. Katie and I are both adjunct faculty members, so we have access to online journal articles and research databases that help a lot with literature reviews, report writing. We would love to connect. This is my contact information here on the screen. The QR code will also take you to our website. A large portion of our business model relies on subcontracting with other evaluators. So if you have any current or future projects and you want additional support with them, please feel free to reach out. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Scott. Looks like Em is up next.
Hey, folks. If you hear any purring in the background, please excuse. I have a cat who will not be ignored.
We will welcome all the purring. We love purring.
Wonderful.
We love all our pets. It's one of the great things about independent consulting. We can have our pets with us.
As Matt said, I'm M. Spalti. I use they, them, and she, her pronouns. And the important thing to know about me is that I love mess. I've been told by several coworkers and people in my personal life. It's one of my favorite things. But before I get to that, I wanted to talk a little bit about Spalti Consulting and some of the areas of expertise that I like working in and continue to work in. I really favor qualitative research. I love getting to interview folks and meet new people. Yes. But my background is in data analytics. I worked for the New York City Public Schools for several years in their Office of Policy and Evaluation before moving into ed tech and then independent consulting. So I'll always have a warm place for education in my heart, and continue to do research around those topics. I'm particularly interested in subcontracting around LGBTQIA2+ research, no matter how much or little of it there is in the coming days. But what I often find myself doing as someone who loves to find a need and meet it is working through the mess of evaluating, particularly with medium-sized to small-sized nonprofits or even large nonprofits that simply haven't done evaluation before. I find myself helping the nonprofit staff stay nonprofit staff and helping the evaluators stay evaluators and the funders' needs get met and questions get asked. So coordinating and wrangling all of the intermediary stuff that tends to come up in larger evaluations. So project management, people who haven't been through IRBs before is something that's pretty common that I've worked with in the past. And then like workshop and skill development that comes along with being an organization that's new to evaluation, an organization that wants to stretch its legs. So that's me. That's what I do. Please feel free to reach out. Again, that's my email, m@spalticonsulting.com, and I'll drop it in the chat. Thanks, folks.
And what's the name of your cat?
I'm actually cat sitting, and this is Morty. He's a very good boy.
Morty. If my partner turns on her camera, probably see our cat walking around on her desk. Looks like Malaka, am I saying your name correctly, is up next. I apologize if I didn't say your name correctly.
That's okay. Let me.
Maya, you're on deck. Go ahead whenever you're ready. Looks good. Did you want to do the projection? No, it looks like it's all there.
Fine. It's a safe place, a safe space, so I'm gonna go with that. Hello, I'm ready. Hello, everybody. My name is Malaka Refai. I'm a peace builder, evaluator, facilitator, and project manager. My working languages are English and Arabic, and I'm located in Gulfport, Florida. I kind of came into evaluation by accident. I started my professional career with interfaith peace building, conflict transformation, and international development. And over the past 5 years, I've been mostly doing evaluation using outcome harvesting. And the past 2 years, I've also been on an advisory team where we're trying to learn more about incorporating attitude change intentionally into the outcome harvesting methodology. Some of my key skills, just to name a few, I love facilitating focus group discussions, dialogue circles, sense-making sessions, reflection sessions, and learning processes. I also have experience with curriculum development. It's mostly been in peace building concepts, but also in teaching people how to use outcome harvesting. I've done several different partnerships with international NGOs, small NGOs, and I've also done a lot of cross-cultural competencies, both with different countries as well as different socioeconomic statuses and rural communities, the government, the Egyptian government, and such. My main objective is seeking opportunities and challenges that help me grow as an evaluator, connect with community, and engage with all the banned words that we have going on right now. I'm happy to connect and subcontract. I also just love chatting and meeting people within this community, so feel free to shoot me an email, friend me on LinkedIn, or send whatever chat you would like. Thank you.
I appreciate you continuing to focus on all the banned words because I feel like a lot of us are still going to just do it because that's who we are. Let's see, who do we have up next here? Maya. So whenever you're ready, Maya. If you could stop sharing. Oh, there we go. Maya's got it. Very good. Thank you.
Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Maya Crone, and I am on the newer side as an evaluator. It's my first time participating in this event. I relate to Malaka's presentation in that I'm kind of an accidental evaluator, even though I had some foundations in evaluation. So I have an international policy master degree, and so I spent about 8 years in Bolivia, Mexico, and Turkey working on international development projects and international evaluation tools were incorporated throughout all those experiences. And coming back stateside, I've been back in the country about 7 years. And so I started out with the policy focus here in the States. And then in the last 2 years, I've transitioned into just working exclusively in evaluation, and I have loved it. So I had the privilege of working for 2 years for a small consulting firm and doing a lot of public engagement and qualitative analysis. And as you can see, I'm Spanish bilingual, so a lot of experience working with the Spanish-speaking immigrant community during the duration of my career in the United States, and then, of course, in Bolivia and Mexico, working with folks there. And so I have a really strong commitment to equity, and I would say both from my experience working on dismantling oppression here in the United States and then working abroad, understanding my own privilege and perspective. So I would love to bring my writing skills, my qualitative analysis, my organizational skills, and collaborate or work independently. So as you can see, you can find me on LinkedIn. And as people have put in their LinkedIn contacts, I've reached out to connect. So just looking to grow my networking and community here. So I'll stop there. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Maya. And I think we already heard people say they were looking for Spanish-speaking folks to help with their evaluation. So you could be quite popular. This is exciting. All right, Bijan, I see you're going to take over the presentation. Go right ahead.
Thank you. My name is Bijan Kimiagar, and I founded EquiStrategies a year ago. And when I did, I was talking to someone who's part of this group, Valerie Ehrlich, and she said, if there's only one reason why you would get your money back by joining AEA, it's the IC-TIG. And boy, there could not be a more true statement about that. I've really enjoyed connecting with all of you. over this past year. This session last year was my first ICTIG session that I joined. So EQUA strategies, EQUA means just, kind, equal, balanced, patient. This informs the values that we have as an organization, and we help mission-driven organizations design and implement community-based and family-centered research assessment and evaluation to build a more equitable world. We help organizations understand not just community needs, but also strengths. We evaluate improvements for clients' well-being, and we also build capacity, in particular, data literacy capacity. I'm going to spend a little bit of time sharing with you past projects and current projects, because I feel like that's where we can get really into what I love doing. I'm currently designing a community engagement strategy for a collective impact group to connect young people to jobs. I'm working with a nonprofit that does clothing insecurity, addresses clothing insecurity for children, and looking through all of their fulfillment requests from social workers, 6,000 a year. I'm working with a large library system serving 1 million New Yorkers, try to understand all of their circulation data and program data to see how they can better meet the needs of the communities that they serve. And in the past, a lot of my experience has been around developing methodologies with children and families. I'm a mixed methods researcher unabashedly, and so a lot of the projects that I've done in the past have been that, but focus on how to do work with young children and their parents. Here's my information. I'm looking for someone who is doing work in data architecture and specifically a data lakehouse, but I'm also interested to partner on any projects related to children and families. Thank you.
Thanks, Bijan, and thanks for being a regular participant of our IC topic chats. And I'm glad to hear that things are working out for you with being a part of AEA. I want to point out that Vivian's not going to be able to present today because she's in a noisy space, but she will. Her slides will be in our box in our shared drive. So feel free to look that up. And with that, looks like Jason's already got his screen going. So whenever you're ready, Jason, go right ahead.
Great. Okay, Dr. Jason Ravitz, can you hear me? Everything sound good?
You sound great. I can see everything.
Okay, at Evaluation by Design here in Richmond, California, my parents taught me the power of evidence and storytelling to overcome unjust systems. Originally a sociologist and educator, I completed a PhD in instructional design and 2 postdocs. In senior roles at Google, Digital Promise, and the Buck Institute, I published, informed policies and practice, and built capacity using cutting-edge technologies. I've won and managed millions in grants and subcontracts, leading to 200 million in funding for startups to national studies. And I've advised on projects worldwide, emphasizing quality and equity in the areas shown here. I enjoy rigorous evaluation and research, refining theories of change and logic models, answering key questions, and creating meaningful measures and outcomes. I'm skilled in most statistics, establishing and validating measures, using quantitative and qualitative methods, and data viz. I've worked extensively in SPSS and with R to automate reports and create engaging dashboards, as I presented in June. I've influenced the field with over 8,000 ResearchGate citations, more than 98% of researchers in educational technology or teacher education, and I've provided leadership and workshops for professional associations like AERA's PBL-SIG and AEA STEM-TIG. I remain committed to racial, gender, and economic justice, diversifying leadership, advising social impact, and using equitable, participatory, and empowerment evaluation. Let's work on meaningful change together.
Thanks, Jason. He's actually also set the record for the most. Oh no, there's a couple other people, but you're up there in the top 10 of people who've attended the most IC topic chats with 156 as of today. At least registered for 156. I don't know if you've showed up to all of them, but you're up there and you're definitely been around with us for a long time. Looks like MJ's
Thanks,
up
Matt.
all the way from Massachusetts, right, MJ? We have MJ. Ah, I see your slides.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Sorry, I was muted.
Oh,
Can you hear me
that's
now?
all right. You sound great.
Okay.
Right.
I'm MJ Pattison, and I come from Chatham, Massachusetts, which is on the peninsula of Cape Cod. I don't see the timer. Should I? I guess because I've got my full screen. Anyway, I'll do my best. I can offer, this is my contact information, and I can offer subcontracts and collaborations. I'm interested in short-term roles, site visits, or observations. And I also would be interested in projects with very small budgets that you think are important but can't take on. Um, my, how do I move this slide? Just a minute. Okay, there we go. We talk a lot in the IC topic chat about niches. I realize I'm a content generalist. The topic is less important than formulating the evaluation. But I think I'm a support specialist. I'm not interested in, running a grant myself. I'm interested in helping other people run grants and providing support for almost anything that you evaluation wise that you're doing. I've listed here my education background. I'm an ordained Presbyterian minister. I also have teacher certification in secondary social studies from New York State, but I've been working as a program evaluation specialist for about 18 years. These are some recent projects that I've been doing. The first two are related to illiteracy, and one is a not-for-profit. The other is a state grant in New Hampshire, addressing the concern that functional literacy has dropped significantly since the pandemic, and people are trying to figure out how to address that. And the third project I've done recently is related to employer-supported childcare, and I conducted a community readiness assessment as a formative part of that evaluation. I asked people that I work with to talk about what it's like to work with me, and they graciously provided these statements, which I'll leave up for a couple of minutes before I give you my, oh, there's the timer, and here's my contact information again. Thanks very much.
Thanks, MJ. And I suppose if anybody needs an officiant at their wedding, you could probably do that too, right?
It's been done.
Been done. Before we go, Sarah's up next, but if anybody needs to present right away because they've got to leave at the top of the hour, we'll squeeze you in next. Let us know. I realized we just got through 21, and we were hoping to be a little bit further along at this point. So please let us know. But Sarah, you're up next.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I am one of those who has to drop off. So I just wanted to share my interest in subcontracting with others. I'm Sarah Williams Leng, and I own a consulting business through which I help nonprofits and community foundations build the infrastructure for quality data insights that strengthen their program impact and inform organizational strategy. I have partnered a lot with nonprofits and community-based organizations and foundations in the social and human service sector and place-based community health initiatives, as well as population health initiatives. I've been an internal evaluator on a team, and I've also, obviously, I'm an external evaluator now. I have a master's in applied sociology, which really informs my work. It was focused on social inequalities and program evaluation. And I have over 10 years experience as a subcontractor and really enjoy that space because it gives me the opportunity to meet amazing evaluators, work on really important projects, and learn from others. So my slide tells more about what I do. My areas are in data and learning, and then also planning, managing, and conducting evaluations. So my contact information is on the slide, and please reach out if you have any ideas for collaboration or subcontracting. Thank you.
Thanks for being patient with us as we run a little bit longer than usual today, Sarah. And also thank you.
You moved me up. Thanks, Matt. Thanks,
okay.
Emily.
and also thanks for your service to the ICTIG leadership. I know you did that. I don't know if you're currently in a leadership role, but I know you have.
Thanks.
All right, let's see. Who do we have up next? Looks like it's Zoe or Zoe. I think it's Zoe for most of the Zoes out there, but it could be Zoe.
It's Zoe.
Zoe.
Hi. I'm going to share my screen. One second. I was a little intimidated by everyone having a slide, so I quickly put one together. Hope you all don't mind. It is not very fancy.
It's got children, so that's good.
I know. Well, it's the center of where I'm at these days.
We're seeing your notes now, though.
Oh, well, these are my notes. Here, everybody, here are my notes. Here are my notes.
That's good too.
Hi, everyone. I am Zoe Flanagan. I am calling in from the New Mexico area, north of Santa Fe, amongst the Pueblos. I'm living amongst the Nambe Pueblo. And I actually attended this event last year, and I was way too nervous to speak up at the time. I was just starting to look for work again after 2 years not working, having this lovely child, and moving into a rural area with no childcare. I'm very nervous to speak, but I'm really excited to finally be able to speak with you all. I've been working now back in the field since last May. I'm on 4 projects currently that are coming to an end soon, and I'm looking for work in the second half of the year. I got started in the research field through my MPP in Portland at Portland State University. I was doing a qualitative analysis on a workplace assessment for the Portland Fire Department. It was for their equity audit at the time. I then went to OCF, Oregon Community Foundation, and fell in love with evaluation, joining their team, especially because they were deeply involved in the Equitable Evaluation Initiative at the time. So my intro to eval was through EEI, which is now EEF. I'm very grateful for that lens, that I don't know any other way to do this work. I am a little bit about my work style. I truly thrive, honestly, when I get to be a thought partner with my teammates and work really collaboratively. A little bit about my skill sets, kind of the run of the mill, but the focus on qual. I can do evaluation planning, but I love facilitation and qualitative analysis. My subject area is I've worked in evaluations on arts education in general, philanthropy, and then I have a background working with immigrant and refugee communities as well. Very happy to be here. Thank you all.
You did a good job. You did better than me. So.
And thank you for pushing me up. I have to run.
Absolutely. Thanks, Zoe. Julie, are you ready?
I'm ready. Okay, Zoe and I have the same energy because I am super nervous. This is my first time.
No worries. We're happy.
Hi, everyone. But good thing I have it written out. All right, here we go. Osio Tohicha Julie Dagwadoa. I am on the ancestral lands of the Jalagawetii and Muskogee, also known as Black Mecca, also known as Atlanta. I've worked at the intersection of arts and culture and wellness and education since 2001, and as a dedicated researcher since 2009. I am an Indigenous mixed methods researcher with roots in critical theory, decolonizing methods, and relational axiology. I'm the Director of Inquiry and Relationship Steward with RISE Research and Evaluation. And our purpose is to steward and produce knowledge at the confluence of culture and wellness. Currently, we're engaged in a national study of radical imagination for racial justice, funded by the Surdna Foundation. And we're closing out a 3-year project with the Ford Foundation that measures the self-determination of BIPOC arts organizations in the South. I have some titles that may be of interest. My first published work was a study of how refugee youth in Southern California were able to change the power dynamics at a local history museum. It documents what happens to community wellness and inclusivity when young people have creative and curatorial control over their own culture, when they narrate their own stories. This work documents the process of beginning a 10-year longitudinal study in creative youth development. And this work shows how public school teachers can create deeper relationships with their learners and provide nourishment beyond standardized testing
through a pedagogy of love and creative inquiry. I'm interested in collaborating with folks who are moving from an interconnected worldview and who are interested in long-term collaborations as equal partners. Spring is a very good season to connect, and I'm grateful that this opportunity is happening now. And I'm so curious to see what happens. Thank you very much for listening.
Thanks, Julie. Looks like AJ, you're up next.
Thank you, Julie. And spring is indeed a very, very good season to connect. I
don't see
my
I
screen's.
see you started sharing, but we don't see your slide just yet, AJ.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure why, but
there you go.
Okay. Spring indeed is a very good season. I am the founder of Spring.io, and this is my first time presenting. I am Ajay Reddy, the founder and advisor at Spring.io. We're based in Atlanta, Georgia. Our mission is to equip teams and leaders and research teams, facilitators, OD consultants with powerful story-driven data that fosters wise decisions and effective actions. We live in a VUCA world, or VUCA is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. We do this through active sense making, a mixed method approach. It invites people to share real stories, life experiences, we call them micro-narratives in the Spring world, anonymously, and then interpret those stories through triads and sliders by directly linking qualitative narratives to quantitative data. Organizations or research teams can explore meaningful patterns while preserving initial human context, the interpretive context. Here's an example of, I'm going to put some links here in the chat of what a report dashboard might look like. And I'm going to switch over to that as well, what a report looks like. What you'll notice is stories can be seen through the lenses of people's self-interpreted contexts. And that's a pretty important element in bridging the qualitative and the quantitative. Recently, we collaborated with United Nations researchers on a cross-sectional mixed method study to understand the migration experiences of Venezuelan women and girls. Our active sense-making approach surfaced actionable insights prompting policy recommendations for easing regularization and improving socioeconomic integration. We're the proud recipients, along with our research team, that a similar project earned Canada's highest award, Premier Award for Outstanding Achievement in Evidence-Based Design, highlighting just how powerful sense-making can be for revealing critical insights across sectors, from healthcare and finance to community development and technology. Where traditional surveys yield abstract averages, our platform quantifies nuanced experiences through a story that is interpreted by the storyteller, the ultimate expert of their own story.
And I'm going to cut you off right there. We're about 20, 30 seconds over.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, I thought it was really kind of funny how we set you guys up where Julie introduced Spring, and here you are. That was really neat.
Thank you.
And both in Atlanta too. You guys are, hopefully you're members of the Area Evaluation Association, which is a great one.
I'm the incoming secretary to it.
Oh, good for you. Awesome.
Thanks.
So that's just a quick post out there for anybody. If you're looking in your regional area or your local area, you might find some great affiliates. You can see in my background, well, probably not right now because my screen is so small, but I helped start the St. Louis group. Let's see, who do we got up next? It looks like it's Melissa.
Hello, everyone. I'm Melissa Lorah. Been delightful to get to hear everybody. I'm a recent member of this TIG, so nice to hear more of your stories. I've been an independent evaluation consultant for about 10 years now, and I've primarily worked with a set of colleagues that I met while being a STEM evaluator at the Oregon Museum of Science and Industry. I'm based in Portland, Oregon, but my training is in New York City in public health, where I focused on gender, sexuality, and health. Primarily, we're working on HIV-related projects. sort of toggled between an evaluation or a research associate role. And my first research experience, which may have colored my approach to the world, was with a small research group at the University of Virginia who studied children who spontaneously remember past lives. As an evaluator, I employ mixed methods. Describe my approach as being pretty scrappy, pretty participatory, and community engaged. I'm often the support person on the projects. I write the plans, the instruments, and I ensure that our approach is flexible enough to meet the needs of community and practitioners that we serve. I'm often working in teams in multiple languages, and that's sort of a safe space for me. I have recently become interested in bringing in toolkits and set tools from other spaces, for-profit creative spaces. I have a certificate in user experience research, and I really enjoy doing usability studies, prototyping, and making video reels for qualitative reporting. It's a good fit for me because in my other life, I've also run a small video production studio and partnered and made my own documentaries. So I really love to connect with anybody who's doing human-centered design approaches, doing video reels. I'm finishing up a large project right now for a hospital system on community design solutions for loneliness this spring. And I really hope to expand my network outside of my OMSI partners this summer. So look forward to connecting. Thank you. 10 seconds, all done.
You did it. Look at that. That's very good. Better than me. I didn't do very well this year. Mari or Mary? I know I've committed to saying it the right way so many times, and then I can't ever remember.
I prefer Mary.
Mary, because I worked for a Mari, and she spells her name the exact same way, and I can't get it out of my brain. So anyway, Mary, I know you told me that, and I'm going to try and remember, but I'll probably continue to make the mistake.
Yeah, I'm very used to it. That's okay. Thank you, Matt. Hi, everybody. I am Mary Millery, and I have been doing evaluation for about 25 years or a little over, and the last 11 years as an independent consultant, and I'm looking to collaborate. And before becoming an independent consultant, I taught evaluation at the Mailman School of Public Health at Columbia University here in New York City. And I work in the area of health programs, public health, broad range of topics over the years, substance use, cancer, primary care, HIV, oral health, etc. And I also have postdoctoral training in health informatics. So I have some expertise in that area as well, in data systems, electronic health records and such. And I have experience with quantitative data, surveys, and qualitative methods, focus groups, interviews, a range of methods. Also a lot of experience with needs assessment and logic modeling, grant writing. My biggest current clients are funded by the Health Resources and Services Administration, and they are in the areas of HIV, workforce provider education, and oral health workforce training programs. And I'm a one-person shop and looking to connect with others and collaborate. And I will post my contact information in the chat.
Thanks, Mary. I appreciate that. Christiana, are you ready to go?
Yeah. Can you see my PowerPoint?
It looks like it's starting. You started screen
Okay.
sharing. Double click to enter full screen mode, it says. Okay.
Is it
I
okay?
don't, no, we don't always see it's just the start. Try going to your first slide. No?
It's my first slide that I can see here.
Not seeing it.
Let me do it again.
It says you've started.
Yay. Yeah, it's kind of frozen. Sorry. Let's try again.
We see it. It looks great. And we
All
can
good
hear
now?
you. Sounds
Yay.
awesome. Go take it away.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me. It's my first time at Subcontractor Fair. I am Christiana Martin. I can support you as a subcontractor. I am a sociologist working with evaluation and research for the past 10 years. I am a systems thinker. and mostly a generalist, but I love public health. I'm mostly qualitative, but I also love survey design. Topics that I worked with are public health, access to education, child and youth development, food systems, environmental policy, and I work more than one language. English I'm fluent, Portuguese native, French and Italian and Spanish. I can do it well too. I have developed my facilitation skills from food systems and environmental policy when I was conducting multilateral and multi-stakeholder agreements. Topics that I'd love to work with are urban development and urban mobility, public safety, and WASH. Some clients that I've worked with are governments, global NGOs, international cooperation agencies, community NGOs in Brazil, and research institutes. And the lengthier projects that I've ever held were from the Audacious Project and also UNICEF. What I love most in evaluation, or I love doing, is being a thought partner, making or reviewing complex theories of change, evaluation design and usability, listening and interacting through interviews or focus groups, or even in the interface with the client, reading, analyzing reviews, and qualitative data analysis. I love having heavy work of those, and preparing, conducting capacity building workshops and feedback sessions, among others. My evaluation approaches usually are theory-based approaches, contribution analysis, transformative evaluation, and many more. But most of all, what I like is contributing to the client's decision-making and learning journey. Finally, the ingredients that I bring to the table are empathy, curiosity, creativity, clear communication, enthusiasm and intention, structure, and organization. Thank you so much.
And Christiana, where are you located? Are you located in Brazil?
Yeah, I live in São Paulo, Brazil, but I spend quite some time in Europe as well, mostly in Berlin.
So yeah, there's another advantage if anybody needs work there or have any work trying to develop in Brazil. So you've got a local connection. I know you're positioning yourself as being available to anybody anywhere, but that is an advantage, I think. All right, let's see.
Thanks so much.
Got Stacie up next.
Hello, can you hear me?
You sound great. Go right ahead.
All right, thank you. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Stacie Powers. I am a program evaluator, and I've recently expanded into fundraising. So I've been a program evaluator for the last 12 years, mostly focusing in youth development, arts education, and workforce development. I've had a handful of great clients, some federal grants for many, many years, the same clients. And through that experience, I got really interested in the nonprofit side question of, what comes next? And so in the past year, as part of expanding my business Riva Group, and we're located in New Paltz, New York, by the way, I have done a deep dive into learning about funding strategy, which I didn't know anything about before. Basically, learned a technique to create a 12 to 18 month roadmap, looking at grant forecast, matching organizations to their best fit funders, and using that to create a grant writing agenda and calendar. So we've expanded to do that, and as a result, there's a little less time for program evaluation. And so I'm here. One, I would love to talk with anyone who would like to talk about funding strategy or grant writing, but also on the program evaluation side, looking for people who are good at project management. We do analysis in R, mostly data cleaning and some light statistical work, and also report generation. So I would love to connect, with or without an agenda. I gave some of my ways to connect there, and I will drop them in the chat. And I'm done.
Yep, thanks for that. And I should have started the whole session off by saying, I'm sure you're doing this already, you should be using the private chat function with people. Say, hey, Stacie, loved what you had to say, want to connect. And I know that many of you are doing that, but if you haven't, feel free to do it. That's completely part of our game here and connecting with one another. I like to think about this as connecting as if you're at a conference session and you're sitting down next to that person, you go, hey, you have a lot in common, and the next thing you know, you're having coffee or whatever, but we're doing it virtually. Ted, you're up next.
Great.
He started.
Thank you, everyone.
There you go. We've your screen. We got a good sound check. Go right ahead.
Great. Thank you. So I'm Ted Knicker. I'm located in the Washington, D.C. area. I've been in evaluation over 35 years, and I was the former chief of evaluation for the U.S. Department of State and its public diplomacy programs. Also been a senior executive at multiple consulting companies, at a think tank, an ED at a think tank, and in all those situations brought in evaluation as a business line. I'm currently the co-founder and executive vice president of Impact Paradigm Associates. We are an organizational development, consulting, training, facilitation, and coaching firm. So I do all of those things. In terms of evaluation and experience, I've done all kinds of evaluations. So everything from needs assessment, theory, design, process, implementation, outcomes, impact, cost effectiveness, etc., and then done them in multiple sectors, primarily in the public sector at the federal, state, and local levels, but also the nonprofit, philanthropic, and private sector, where I have done evaluations for Fortune 500 companies. In terms of the kind of work that we do, Impact Paradigm Associates, we do have a network of about 125 consultants that does include evaluators. So we're always open to exploring with people what they might be able to bring to the table. Typically, I do look for folks who are quantitative specialists, as well as report writing and data viz folks. However, we're a very humble firm, and so I'm always open to partnering or subcontracting with others as well. And just some additional background that we bring. I am trained, I'm a green belt in Lean Six Sigma, so I come from a total quality management background, and we do incorporate wellness into our work.
Thanks, Ted.
Thank you.
I've always been interested in the Sigma with the belts. I never did, and people tell me a black belt, so it's an interesting thing. We don't have time to chat about it now. I'd love to hear more at some point, though. I tried to figure out what that meant and how that is advantage. It seems like we see it more in the the quote unquote real business world and not as much in our program evaluation world, but I'm sure it has a lot of amazing components to it. Looks like William's up next.
All right, thank you.
Before I let you go, William, I just want to say I had Eden reach out to me and say if they can present at the end, which is perfectly fine. If you haven't signed up and you want to present at the very end, you're welcome to do that. Just send me or Emily a private chat and we'll put you on at the end. All right. Let's see. We've got yours. I can see your screen. Bill.
Is that my contact info?
I see it there.
Okay, good.
Go right ahead.
All right, thank you. So my name is Bill Pate. My wife and I, we started our consulting firm back in 2010. She came out of independent consulting. She was with a large firm. Her background is in criminology. She has a PhD. Myself, I have a master's in industrial organizational psychology. And so we focus on the quantitative side of evaluation. And so we found a lot of work partnering with others on that. We've worked on projects from small local after-school programs to larger multi-year funded projects through Department of Education primarily, but some NIH work and some NSF work. We lost some work recently because certain words were invoked in the proposals. So I'm always looking to connect with others, though, to provide our services. So happy to have a virtual coffee with anybody who's interested. I've got my contact information here. Feel free to reach out. maybe we can figure out some opportunities that either you currently have and you need help for. We are ad hoc analytics after all, or maybe we can partner and go after some additional work. So that's it.
Thanks, Bill. Yield your time back. I guess isn't that what they say?
Yep.
Looks like Tara's up next.
And I'm going to share my screen.
I can see your screen. See, and this is clever strategy. Invoking children and pets is always smart.
I thought that I would spend my couple of minutes telling you things that you can't find easily on my website or LinkedIn things, which I will put in the chat. I have not hired any subcontractors, but I have had a series of temps since I launched my practice full-time not quite a year ago. Before that, and my practice is Schehr Strategies. My last name is strange string of letters, but it's pronounced Schehr like the singer. Prior to launching Schehr Strategies, most of my professional experience has been in higher ed, where I've had a number of leadership positions for almost 25 years, mainly focused around institutional effectiveness, which aligns with evaluation in that it's decision support using evaluation and planning and capacity building. And so that's what I do in my practice as well. Right now in the crate behind me. Prior to higher education, I worked in research consulting firms focused on public policy and opinion, health communications, and I spent a very brief period of time working in marketing research for high-tech and financial clients. In all of those incarnations, I oversaw survey operations. My academic background is social psychology with an emphasis in survey research and statistics. So I started my career running a caddy house. Does anybody know what caddy is? You remember computer-assisted telephone interviewing way back in the day? You know, now I'm doing online focus groups, so that's a whole arc in itself. So I'm available for subcontracts in areas that may include survey research specifically, but also needs assessment, strategic planning, and other sorts of capacity building.
Thank you very much, and thanks for all the pictures of all the dogs. I see some of them look like they're available to be adopted.
They have all been adopted. I have 100% graduation success rate at this program. The one that's behind me now is going tomorrow.
Well, that's great. You're very successful at that. All right, up next, we have Widad. Am I saying your name correctly? I'm sure you'll correct me.
Yeah. Sharing my screen now.
Very good. And I think we had you on here twice, so we corrected that ahead of time.
Yes, you did.
I probably have you as two times that you had submitted your information, so I'll probably delete one of your two. By the way, we do have a whole form. It's all in Excel. It's not form related, but if anybody's interested in reading all this, we'll have that available as well. We're going to share that out for people. If you want to connect with any of these people, find some more. That includes their website, their email address, and a little bit about them. All right, take it away.
Thanks, Matt. Actually, I am nervous about this exercise, so I drafted a script and I'm just gonna go ahead and read it. Hello, everyone, and greetings from Arizona. My name is Widad Soufi. My professional path spans 25 plus years and multiple chapters. So I will start with the first chapter. I was a government employee in Morocco. I worked for the Ministry of Foreign Trade, then Customs Service. Notable achievements were the negotiation of bilateral and multilateral agreements on rules of origin, engagement with stakeholders within and outside of Morocco in relation with the negotiations, but also to strengthen trade relations with foreign partners. In the second chapter of my professional life, I worked in academia as a research assistant in US universities, Virginia Tech and UW-Madison. and assistant professor overseas. I conducted research in different countries in the areas of agriculture and trade in Senegal, Chile, and multiple research projects in Morocco. In the third chapter, I was a USAID contractor. I worked on strategic planning. I developed and evaluated theories of change and logical models, monitoring, evaluation, learning, and adapting. I developed guidance, designed and implemented systems for more efficient and effective programs, provided capacity development, such as coaching, technical assistance, and training. I managed performance evaluations in multiple sectors and contributed to 2 impact evaluations in the countering violent extremism sector. I designed and conducted operational research as well. And in the current chapter of my professional life, I am an independent consultant. I recently led the multi-program evaluation in the energy sector. I just want to emphasize a couple of things. Having multiple chapters has pros and cons. And some of the pros are increased capacity to learn and to learn fast and function in different settings and increased agility as well. I am fluent in 3 languages, French, English, and Arabic, and I used to be fluent in Spanish, but now I would say conservatively that my proficiency level is intermediate. Thank you very much, and thank you, Matt, for this opportunity.
You bet. And there it is. There's another, somebody earlier was asking for fluency in French, so hopefully you're able to connect. All right, I think we've got Claire up next.
Hello, everyone. My name is Claire Stoshak. Today, I'll present about my firm that's soon to be 5 years old, Golden Aspen Consulting. So I am the founder and lead consultant. We're based in Ithaca, New York. Real quick, I'm open to subcontracting with others on all sorts of things. I'm also really looking for specific supports for the upcoming year to build the bench for transcription, manual transcription, graphic design, quantitative design and analysis, both seasoned folks for coaching and folks who are newer, also looking for that. And then climate change experts for anyone who wants to go in on proposals with me. So real quick, I have nearly 2 decades of research and evaluation experience, along with a decade of consulting experience in my own firm and others. And prior to that, I was a nonprofit leader, including an executive director in nonprofits and a community organizer. So I can relate to the joys and the challenges of nonprofits and kind of that on-the-ground community engagement. And I also have a master's in public policy and a minor in sustainable agriculture. Here's an overview of some of my skill sets. I just want to focus on a few here. Certified in technology of participation. So really love facilitating strategic planning processes and using creative facilitation techniques. I'm also bilingual in Spanish and English, and I love storytelling. And my life's work is really focused on the intersection of human well-being and equity and the environment. So I have topical expertise and a lot of passion for climate change and climate justice, food systems, transportation, equity, public health and sustainability. And Latin America, I go there every year. I have family there. I'm also really interested in programming around Latin America. So I use a culturally responsive lens as well. Real quick, again, what I'm looking for currently are these things. And what I could offer, I love collaborating with colleagues to help. I do have my bread and butter, as others mentioned. I have my clients and et cetera, but I love collaborating and doing that thought partnership. So I'm looking for opportunities as a subcontractor to help you with design work, problem solving, using frameworks in your evaluation design. And I love report creation as well. So I'd be excited to work with any of you, and feel free to reach out. I'll put my LinkedIn in the chat.
And I just put in the chat Claire's IC topic chat that she did with us not too long ago, October 10th.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Jill, you ready to go?
Yes, there we go.
Let's see. I think, Claire, you're still sharing your screen. Oh, this is weird. I'm seeing Claire's and Jill's screen at the same time. Okay. I think I've lost control of everything over here. I don't know what's going on. We're back. Okay, Jill, you're up now.
All right, thanks. I'm Jill Adelson. I'm located in Durham, North Carolina. Thanks for putting this on for us. I'm looking for subcontracting opportunities, but I also am always looking to build a network to support each other's contracts and each other's work. So briefly, my background, I started as a fourth grade teacher. I then got a joint doctorate in research, measurement, evaluation, and assessment, and in gifted education, along with a cognate and math ed. I was a tenured associate professor teaching advanced applied stats courses to doc students from departments across the university. I also taught measurement and evaluation course to graduate students. I was a research scientist at Duke University, a journal editor. I've been grant PI, co-PI, or evaluator on both small scale and large scale grants. I've worked with primary databases, secondary databases, a lot with State Department of Ed data. I do a lot of data collection in schools and data collection for evaluation purposes with different companies, especially looking at DEI evaluation. Given my strong quantitative background, my evaluation background, I really have a range of experiences and expertise. I've taught, collaborated with, contracted with people from many different domains and sectors. I love that I can apply my quant method skills, my evaluation skills, my writing and editing skills to all kind of different areas. You can see on here, like I do a lot of education work, but also I've done DEI work, done work in sports. I work quite a bit with a couple of counseling psychologists who do grant work. As a former teacher, translating research and evaluation results into an understandable, usable format is a particular strength of mine, and I would love an opportunity to work with or connect with you.
Thanks, Jill. Melanie, are you ready to go? With your beautiful wood background there?
Yes, and I don't have a screen share, so I'm
No
just
need
trying to
to.
find notes here and I'll go ahead and get started.
Less
So
technical
yeah, hi
options
everyone.
there. Go right ahead. Hi.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Melanie Giangreco. I'm based in Richmond, Vermont, and I'm the owner of Upstream Consulting and Evaluation. I've been on a few of the IC calls over the past couple years, but this is the first subcontractor fair that I've joined, so it's been great to learn from everyone. I currently split my time between evaluation primarily for education programs and research on freshwater ecosystems. And I have experience leading evaluations for projects funded by the National Science Foundation, the Office of Special Education Programs, and other federal agencies, as well as private foundations. The rest of the time I'm out in the field. I'm often chasing after invasive crayfish so I can go ahead and catch them and measure them. And longer term would love to be doing both, continuing to do both, and combine my love for the outdoors and environmental education with my background in science communication and equity and accessibility focused mixed methods research and evaluation. So would be interested in more STEM or environmental focused evaluation projects. And if it wasn't already abundantly clear, very much a generalist at heart and enjoy working as part of interdisciplinary teams. Prior to starting an evaluation a few years ago, my work background was really all over the place and included everything from working at food systems and environmental law nonprofits to construction to quality assurance. And I bring this jack of all trades worldview to evaluation. So I always love learning something new and sharing information and ideas. So even if you don't have a current project, I would love to connect, and I'll go ahead and put my contact information in the chat. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Melanie. And hopefully you've connected with Jessie Metcalf, who's also in Vermont and has similar interests. And she'll be coming up in a little bit later. But for now, looks like we've got our ICTIG chair coming up here, Naaima. And she also did a wonderful job of facilitating a conversation with our group. Was that a week or 2 weeks ago? It's all a blur to me at this point.
Yeah, it feels like 2 years ago to me, Matt. So yeah.
Go ahead whenever you're ready.
All right, thank you, everybody. And let me just queue up my presentation here. Wait, that's not the correct screen. Hold on.
See, Melanie, you got to miss out on all these technical difficulties. You're smart.
All right, thank you, Matt. Hello, everybody. I have been so fortunate to hear and listen to everybody's passions and strengths today. So I feel like this is just a very wonderful gathering, and I am floored by the quality of folks that we have in our group. So thank you so much for being a part of this community. My name is Naaima. I am running a business called Create Good. We are a little bit more than 5.5 years old, and we're really focused on building what's next through equity-centered strategic planning, evaluation, and narrative change work. Our mission is to help social good organizations advance racial and economic justice in their work. So this can look like a wide variety of things that we do. But before I hop into what we do a little bit more through some examples, I wanted to share that our values include authenticity, abundance, being asset-based, adaptability. And I couldn't think of another A word, which actually really bothered me, but it's okay because we stuck with perseverance. And so I really like to share values because I think they are kind of the next edge in principles-led or values-led strategic planning, as I'm calling it, book forthcoming. So my background is a master in public policy. I am also a certified project management professional. I have 15 plus years in nonprofit management experience, with a good 8 or 9 of those years in philanthropic grant-making organizations, both community foundations as well as independent private foundation space. I am also a certified technology of participation facilitator. So I walked you all through that ORID model for those who were in the facilitated call last time around the federal funding freezes. And that is just kind of a taste of how technology participation works. I really believe in that methodology, and I adapt it to be equity-centered a lot more than it currently is. And I have also served 10 years on various leadership roles in different boards. I'm currently the chair of the IC-TIG. Thank you, Matt, for mentioning that, but also helps me do a lot of board development work. My clients have primarily been smaller to bigger nonprofits, as well as collective impact organizations and intermediary organizations. Did I just run out of time, Matt?
Yeah, go ahead and wrap it up.
Okay, sure. So just a quick, I've worked with funders groups as well as Nexus Community Partners and the Center for Economic Inclusion. These are organizations based in St. Paul, which was my old home, now new home in Houston, Texas. Core value adds: I integrate equity into every layer. I have experience in philanthropy. I have a restorative practices background. I do some RJ facilitation and work. High stakes facilitation opportunities find their ways to me. I'm not necessarily looking for them, but they always come. And I like to invite liberatory design. So thank you all. And I will share my information as well in the chat.
And thanks for all your contributions to our TIG and to the IC topic chats as well. And sticking with the theme of leadership within the IC TIG, we've got Ashima Singh with us today, which I saw. If we are really close with you, you have the nickname of Ashi. Am I seeing that right? Did I see that somewhere in the chat today?
You might have.
Okay,
Yes.
Well, we'll all try to get to know you better so we can use your nickname. How's that?
I love it. I did not prepare a presentation because
that's all right. Just talk about yourself for 2 minutes. We love it. If you have cats or dogs or children, you can discuss them too. We don't care. Go ahead whenever you're ready.
I love it. I had a bird, and I can bore people to end with bird stories, and I love crows. But I will not do that today. I wanted you to see who I am because I'm new to the IC-TIG. I've only been coming for about a year. I'm new to independent consulting. I am new to figuring out how to get contracts and how to get work, but I am not new to relating to people. I could talk about my experiences. One of them is a National Science Foundation Advanced Fellowship postdoc. Ranging from that, I have led institutions in assessment and accreditation, which is really just a very specialized kind of evaluation process. But through all of that, my special sauces, and I have 2 of them. My first special sauce is helping people form a healthier relationship with self-reflection at the programmatic level. So I have brought along people who are super resistant to self-reflection and made them partners. I had a dean, for example, who hated assessment And by the time we got done talking, he was not only the note taker at my assessment meetings, but we have remained friends. And I've done this work at the institutional level, so I have experience in working with people who are complete novices, and I have presented and advocated for policy in front of state representatives and policy setting boards. And so through all of that, I've just helped people create a healthier relationship with self-reflection. And I do that by doing away with jargon altogether. And it's work that speaks to my heart, and building community through all of that is work that speaks to my heart. And toward that end, I wanted to make an offer to you. Along with asking for subcontracting and partnering opportunities, the offer that I wanted to make to you all is that these are troubled times. If you need a thought partner to figure out how your business can pivot, I'm happy to do that because I'm in that space myself. And I'm trying to figure out where I can seek opportunities, and I want to extend that offer to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Ashi, or Ashima.
Either is good.
Either's fine. I know I'm making you nervous. I'm not trying to do that. Jennifer, you're up next. Another long-time participant of these IC topic chats. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you, Matt. Nice to see everybody. Let's see, I'm going to hit the screen share button and then switch into presentation mode. So hang on here one sec. And all right. Oops, it did not go into presentation mode. Oh, are you seeing it in presentation mode now?
You bet.
Okay, just took a minute to connect. All right. So, hello all. I am Jennifer Jewis, based in the brave little state of Vermont, working with clients and colleagues all across the US and beyond. Over the past 25 years, I have had the privilege of leveraging qualitative inquiry and research and evaluation to advance all kinds of good cause programs and organizations. The cover of the book that I co-edited with 3 of our wonderful AEA colleagues really tells the story here. As many of you have heard me say, I am radically interdisciplinary because I focus on this wonderfully open-ended and exploratory approach of qualitative inquiry. It gives me the opportunity to be a free-ranging researcher and evaluator. I am insatiably curious and love learning. I had a hard time declaring a major as an undergrad all those years ago. So this is the way that I have been able to keep learning, exploring. I love collaborating, mind melding with colleagues in research, evaluation, and in organizational settings. True to my qualitative geek self, I'm going to share a little quote from other methodologists here. Lone researchers and many teams, newer experienced, benefit from a partner, mentor, or colleague who can supply alternative perspectives and support. So that's really a lot of what I do. I provide qualitative guidance, support, thought partnership, sounding board, all of the above. And so I just love having the opportunity to connect with colleagues and put our heads together on how to do the best possible work. So feel free to reach out. Happy to chat as a solopreneur. I love being able to have virtual water cooler conversations. All right.
Thanks, Jennifer.
You're welcome.
Let's keep it rolling along. Who we got next here? Everybody's saying thank you, and I gotta find. Oh, it's Tom. Hey, Tom's up. Tom was he was in my session last the workshop on starting an independent consulting practice.
Yeah.
Fall. So take it away, Tom.
All right. Yeah, I'm ready to get going. I do not have any slides. Note for next year. I'm doing this first. Wow, what an impressive group to be a part of. Again, my name is Tom Hughes. I'm another sociologist here, self-admitted data nerd. I love both qualitative and quantitative work. Currently located in Arizona, but planning to relocate this spring or summer to Eugene, Oregon. Also planning a business name change. I have about 30 plus years of experience. My first decade was spent in public health, and then the last 26 plus years in higher education, where I worked in applied research, evaluation, strategic planning, and accreditation. So again, new to independent consulting, it is my semi-retirement career. I actually retired from the college I worked for in January. I'm curious about almost everything. Couple of projects. I'm currently the external evaluator for a Department of Education Asante grant for a community college trying to improve educational outcomes for Native American and Indigenous students. Some other recent work, just my curiosity, I did an economic impact study for an equestrian center, which ended up being funded, and they're in phase 1. I did a forest product analysis for an NGO that's advocating water conservation in central Arizona, looking to see if there's any way to make products out of alligator junipers, which are invasive and water loving, and not successful so far in that one. Again, maybe as a value proposition, I'm really good at translating complex findings to diverse interest holders. I've got really strong written oral communication skills. I'm really good at meeting tight deadlines, producing high quality work, interested in small projects, and I'm about out of time. That's it. I'll drop my contact information into the chat. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Let's see. Technically, we have Janice up next, but I'm not sure she's here. Don't hear anything in case you have a different name. And so if not, then Jesse's up next.
Okay, are folks seeing presenter view?
You look great.
Excellent, thanks, Matt. Hello, everyone. I am Jessica Metcalf. My company is called Green Mountain Evaluation. You may have been able to guess from that, but I am based in Vermont. My business is right in that sweet spot where I both occasionally work as a subcontractor myself, and I hire subcontractors to work on our projects. Really, I take a very collaborative approach, so I don't necessarily get too tied up in whether I'm subcontracting or hiring subcontractors. I just love the opportunity to collaborate with others in this community with similar interests. And keep on clicking. These are just a few of our furry coworkers who are sometimes enticing to other folks to work with. I have actually gotten clients specifically from posting pet pictures on LinkedIn, so they always like to say hi. I have a master's degree in public health, a PhD in human development and family studies, and did a postdoctoral fellowship in community nutrition. I work broadly in the fields of public health and programming for youth and families, but as many of you may know, that covers a lot of things. So that, can include programming around, youth development, health equity, education, community-based programs. I also do some work in the sustainability and STEM education space. And additionally, I have a special interest in all things food. So that includes things like direct education programs about nutrition, cooking, and gardening, farm to school work in that, food security, food justice, food equity space, as well as programming related to agriculture and sustainability. And I am a mixed methods evaluator, so I feel equally comfortable with quantitative and qualitative work. This is just some examples of some clients that we work with at Green Mountain Evaluation. And here is my contact information. So always love connecting with folks about potential collaborations and project proposals, as well as just, informal Zoom coffee dates and, making more friends in the evaluation world. So thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Jesse. And if you ever want to chat with her about how to do timekeeping, she has a fantastic approach to putting some system in her background and follows her around, and it seems to work for her. I'm not as courageous as you are. All right, let's see. Up next, I know it looked like maybe Claire was supposed to go. Are you here, Claire? I don't see you, but it looks like if not, we'll go straight to Caroline from Evanston, Illinois. Or at least she's located in Evanston.
Yeah, hey Matt.
Hi.
Let me go ahead and bring up what I want to share. Okay, can you see my slide share?
You bet. Go right ahead.
Awesome. Out of respect for the timeline, I'm going to read my script, so forgive me if this sounds a little stilted, but we'll do our best here. So as Matt said, I'm Caroline Freitag. I am in the Chicagoland area, specifically in Evanston, and I'm interested in subcontracting work. I am pretty new to independent consulting and subcontracting. However, I've been working in evaluation since 2018 after kind of a meandering route from my PhD research and time spent in the classroom. I was most recently a member of Northwestern University's Program Evaluation Corps. And before that, I collaborated with Peggy Notebart Nature Museum in Chicago on a for-profit education programs evaluation. I departed my job at Northwestern in November to explore starting a research and evaluation consultancy firm with a great friend and colleague of mine. And I'm interested in subcontracting now, kind of to learn more about consulting and build network, but also to just kind of keep my eye in as an evaluator. Most of my experience is in grant-funded evaluations in higher education. I've worked on grants from NSF, NIH, AHA at both pre and post-award stages. Either individually or leading a team, I've collaborated with faculty writing grants and prepared the evaluation portion of those proposals. I've worked on grants that were awarded funding ranging from about $300,000 to $50 million. So it's a pretty wide range. I also have experience performing evaluation at all stages of the process, from ideation and planning through data collection and analysis to reporting. I have experience particularly in participatory evaluation. I worked as an embedded evaluator for several years, which was quite a unique experience. I have experience in research center evaluation, undergraduate and graduate training programs evaluation, integrating evaluation with education and training programs. I am also a really active member of the International Network for the Science of Team Science. For anyone for whom that's new, team science is a field that studies the processes by which scientific teams collaborate. And within that space, I'm particularly focused on team science assessment and evaluation and understanding team failures. I would love to connect. My contact information is there. Hope to talk to some folks soon. Thanks.
Caroline. And congratulations on deciding to join our group and pursuing it. So everybody, make sure you welcome her into this group and give her some encouragement. Looks like Eden's up. No, Eden's up next, correct? Hi, Eden. We added you on, and I just so everybody knows, this is being recorded, so people will see this. We'll share your information. So a lot of people do go back and they'll look for this, and particularly if they're looking for somebody. So whenever you're ready, Eden.
Okay, I'm ready. Thank you for squeezing me in. I really appreciate it. This is my first subcontracting fair. I found out about the ICTIG last summer. So I've been observing and learning and taking notes. I really appreciate the work that you do facilitating this. So a bit about me. I am the owner of eValue Consulting. It is a firm located out of Toronto, Canada for now. And I've been a program evaluator now for 10 years. I've owned eValue for just over a year now, and I've led projects within multiple types of social service settings, including the nonprofit sector, government, and frontline programs. I think folks would say my reputation includes effectively evaluating programs focused on the social determinants of health and building organizational evaluation capacity and amplifying the voices of Black and equity deserving people. You can see here I have a background, an educational background in health evaluation specifically. I did a master's of health evaluation, and I also have a bachelor's of science in biology and psychology. Most of my evaluation work does focus on the public health and social service settings. So you can see I've worked in mainly a lot of government and also the public health department and the social policy department and the shelter services department, as well as some nonprofit work and a knowledge institute where I did some evaluation there as well. Some of the areas that I really enjoy evaluating, I'm strongly familiar with, is everything from how to evaluate new public health innovations, communicable disease programs, shelter service programs, community safety, community development, anti-racism, newcomer needs, poverty reduction, youth development, and service navigation. So quite a breadth there, but truly enjoy that. And in terms of other skills, I do enjoy helping organizations develop their own performance measurement frameworks. And I would love to subcontract with others, whether it's coaching, facilitating, workshop training, designing and executing evaluation and report writing, including data viz. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Eden. And it looks like our last one up today is Lina.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lina Acosta. I apologize, I do not have a presentation put together because I signed up last minute to be a part of the subcontracting session. I've participated in a number of sessions throughout the last few years and have never actually presented. Always sit quietly in the sidelines watching everyone else talk so I can learn. I'm a Jersey-based consultant. I have a master's in public health with a focus in quantitative methods, but I am a huge, huge fan of qualitative methods. So I love talking and listening to what people have to say. I have more than 10 years in the applied research and evaluation field, mostly working in public health and human services areas. And I have experience doing program evaluations, needs assessments, community health needs assessments, providing some capacity building skills to small nonprofits. 10 of those years I've spent working in an academic setting where I was a senior research associate. And the last 3 years I've been working for myself. I don't have a website or an LLC, so I'm just basically a solopreneur right now. I am a native Spanish speaker, so a lot of the projects that I've been taking on as an independent consultant has focused working mostly with Spanish-speaking communities and helping organizations hear what they have to say so that they can improve their programs and services to those populations. I consider myself a generalist. I don't really specialize in one area, so I'm always open to learning and growing in other areas if presented to me. And I'm really open to working with others as a subcontractor. So if you need anything or you want to chat, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll put my LinkedIn information in the chat.
And I'm sure that was 2 minutes. I completely forgot to start the timer on the last
That's right.
So
I
if
speak really
you were
quick,
waiting
so.
for it to turn red, that's my fault. Thank you again, Lina, for that.
Thank you.
I don't know why I didn't start it, but I did pretty good up until now. I just want to tell everybody, if you haven't already, make sure you fill out the Find My Evaluator tool through AEA. People do go and search that. So all the things that you said, all these keywords are things that people might type in. So for instance, I do NSF noise work. If somebody goes in and they type in noise, I should come up. But for reasons I don't understand, I'm not coming up right now. But that's a whole nother conversation about something that's a technical glitch on the AEA side. But you should be using the Find My Evaluator tool as a way. And I think that maybe at one point, Naaima, I don't know if you're still here, whether or not we have anything that you can post about your capacities within the TIG. Is that right? Do we still have a database that people can search through? At one point, there was a group that put it together, but I haven't heard about it lately.
Are you talking about the TIG positions, Matt, or what do you mean?
Well, I think the TIG at one point in time had like a capacities and ability support thing. Anyway,
there was a membership directory, and I am not sure if it is defunct now. Actually, I was meaning to ask you.
You know, this is what happens. We have people come in, and we have, they come up and they create the thing, and then they move on. And so, oh well. It is what it is. Anyway, yeah. I do highly recommend everybody use the Find My Evaluator tool so you can put your information out there. And so when people are looking for an evaluator to do a specific thing, or maybe a location, they can find you easily. And so they can ask you to help them with their evaluation when they either internally or externally. Go ahead, Naaima.
And just real quick, Matt, I will share that the ICTIG right now is considering ways that we can support our membership in this time. So we may relaunch some form of a member directory at some point soon. So.
Great. Well, next week I'll be doing a core topic, which is an annual topic I do every year on marketing. And we've certainly heard a lot on marketing, and a lot of people feel anxiety around it. So hopefully you'll be able to join me and the rest of your colleagues next week for that session. With that, I have a lunch down the street in 10 minutes, so I got to let everybody go. But thank you for attending today, and I'm going to stop recording, and I'm going to end the show. See you later, everybody. Thanks for joining.